Hello. Hey guys. Can y'all hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? I hope you can hear me. I'm trying a new little contraption. Hello, Soror. Hey, what I just do with my speaking of Sorors, I just grabbed a pen. Look, I just grabbed a pen. My Sorors just popped up. Oh my God, who gave me this pen? Oh my goodness. I forgot who gave me this pen. You guys, I'm old. I'm so grown. I'm so grown and so old. Hello, beautiful people. How are y'all? Um, I was just sitting here at the computer about to get a couple of things done. I have a really, really crazy week, y'all. Like crazy good. Crazy isn't good. It's a lot of stuff going on. But I don't know if there are people out there. I know a lot of people use their devices to write down a lot of stuff. I don't know if a lot of people out there still do that, but I'm a person who prefers to put pen to pad. It's interesting, and I'm writing with my Sigma Gamma Rho, has my name on it and everything. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I have had a really busy Monday. I did something really special that I can't tell y'all about yet. But baby, it was a lot of fun. I will say that it involves a film project. I will say that. I just can't give you too many more details on it. But it's a really amazing group of people, um, who are working on something here in Atlanta. And I was asked to come. It's just a cameo situation. It's just, I'm giving y'all too much. I'm talking too much. But it was fun. It was fun to do that. It was great. I was not off book. For those of you who don't know what that means, off book just basically mean I didn't know my lines. I had to, study at the last minute because I just been so flipping busy here lately. But I've been trying to make sure that I'm staying active out here with my people, and making sure that I'm checking in with y'all. There's so much going on out here. I did a live last night on YouTube. Please check it out if you have the opportunity. I love connecting with y'all and just, chatting it up about all the things that are happening. So the other thing I want to do is promote some shit because, we got to, get it while the getting is good. This is so funny. We having a whole wardrobe thing in group chat with Brownstone and our management. And it's just like, where's the boots is the latest thing, right? There's a dope pair. We have actually two pairs of these boots that belong in our wardrobe. And I'm like, Aaron, you got them? Aaron's like, nope, I ain't got them. I'm like, Mr. Reddy, you got them? But anyway, I think we found, I think we might have located or discovered where they are. But anyway, um, really productive day today. Actually a productive day, and then a day when I was running around in circles trying to get some shit done that just could not get done because, man, some businesses just don't be operating at the level that they should. Let's just put it there. I said I'm going to spend less time being critical and being in the space of, and more time just kind of going with the flow, being like water. Put on some lip chat real quick, y'all. But anyway, what y'all doing? How was y'all's Monday? How was yours Monday? Mine was cool. Like I said, it's a special little situation coming. And oh, by the way, this lip gloss that I'm putting on right now is a Black woman owned brand, right? I mean, I think you just order what you like and what works for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be Black person or white person or Chinese person. But if you find something that is owned by a BIPOC woman of color, especially with all these things that are happening out here in the streets, lean into it because I absolutely love this. Natural, easy breezy. And this is, okay, no, yes. This is Fantasia's Daughters from her line. Yep, it most certainly is. So what is her line called again? See, there I go running my mouth. But look up her lip gloss line. She has a lip gloss line, and I absolutely love it. I know somebody just asked me what the name is, and I kind of regret that I got on my soapbox about all this black woman owned business. What is the name of her brand? Look it up. Zanique, I think. No, not Zanique. See, that's Tiny's daughter. Anyway, Fantasia's daughter has a cosmetics line. I'll find it and I'll make sure that I tag it so that you guys can patronize. But as often as you can. Last night I had on the lip bar. And actually, you know what? I'm looking here at this butter. Hold on, guys. Oh, you know what? I got a couple of little cute moments that I can share that are black women owned moments. This is Replenish. My girlfriend Panay. This is her line. This is a body butter. So I'll go in ahead and use some of this. It is face, hair, and body, all natural. And it is PA Life. So this is another black woman owned product, which I absolutely love. Now, let me tell y'all what I'm so obsessed with. So obsessed with. And I have it here in my office somewhere. Hold on. When I say obsessed, baby, I'm obsessed. Zion. Okay. I called her Zanique. Thank you. How could I forget? Zion, auntie old. But I don't know if that's what her product line is called. But another product. Let me see if I have it in here. Y'all, I got bags all over my office. Don't talk bad about me. Well, one of them was for work, and the other one is a bag I carry around the house when I go like down into the studio. Baby, I knew I had it. This right here, this is Lisa's Kitchen, and it's called Sea Jelly. And because I put the Replenish on, which is a black woman owned brand, because I put that on, I don't want to put the Sea Jelly on top of it. But when I tell you, first of all, she also has a Manoi oil. I hope I'm saying that right. She sent it to me over the holidays. Shout out to my sister, Lisa Price. She is absolutely incredible. Carol's daughter, you guys know. So she's doing Lisa's Kitchen. And when I tell you this stuff right here, I ain't got to lie. Y'all see what's left. And I'm scraping a little edge off. So this cream right here is absolutely incredible. Hold on, see if y'all can see this. It smells divine. And it is Sea Jelly, Lisa's Kitchen. So as you all can see, I'm surrounded by black women-owned businesses and black women-owned brands, and I love to patronize and to support because, and not because I'm trying to separate necessarily from other brands and stuff, right? Just because I believe that, you know, although they have rolled back DEI, right? There are very few spaces and shelves where we see a lot of our products. And we just have to support each other when we can. You feel me? So guys, yes, I'm doing Quarry. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Hold on. Thank you. Hold on. I am Demetria Bolden. You know, let me pin that. Just there. Quarry is Zion's cosmetic line. And this is the Quarry lip color that I'm wearing. And I hope I'm saying that right. So I just pinned it. So you guys make sure just to recap, Quarry, Panay, Replenish Cream, and I have a ton of these Lisa's Kitchen products, but this Lisa's Kitchen Sea Jelly product is just divine. I'm not even gonna hold y'all up. So yeah, and then this is another black woman designed product, right? I just don't know who designed this exclusively for me, and I feel terrible. And the reason I don't know is because when you become a soror, especially as a neo, you get gifts from everybody. Like they just be loading your bag up with gifts. And this is so special that I have to remember and find out who got this. I think all three of us got these. And I don't even want to name the soror that I think gave it to us because I could be wrong and it could be somebody else. And I don't want to give the wrong person credit. So anyway, charge it to my head and all the things I have going on in my life and not my heart. Because obviously I love it because I'm sitting here with it and going on a much, way too long-winded rant. with you guys about it. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to come on and say hello, and I hope that you guys are healthy and happy and peaceful. Please, if you have not already, log on to my YouTube channel. It is wirf.tv. You know what, matter of fact, let me go on and pin that, because you know the YouTube peoples be Buddha. Okay. Worth.tv is our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and support. Hey, Coco, I see you. You guys don't have my glasses on, so if I haven't been seeing your comments, I do apologize. I am headed to Chicago this weekend. We are headed to Chicago this weekend. Brownstone, Kelly Price, Michelle A, 702, Total, A Change of Faces, Sunshine Anderson. I don't have a flyer in front of me, but a bunch of the dopest voices in R&B, dopest ladies in R&B are performing in Chicago. So you guys make sure you come and check us out. And then on Valentine's Day and the day after Valentine's Day, we'll be in Fayetteville and Savannah. So please, go to brownstoneofficial.com. And yeah, that lineup is cray. Yeah, it's going to be really, really, let me do this the right way, because I wouldn't want nobody leaving me out of the conversation. So let me make sure that I run this lineup down to y'all like the proper way. Yeah, I'm telling you, I just got so many things going on. Okay, so Saturday, February 1st, we are in Chicago at the Chicago Theater. Is that what that's called? Yep, Chicago Theater. Kelly Price, Total, Brownstone 702, Cut Close. Sorry, ladies. Keep leaving y'all. Changing Faces, Michelle A. and Sunshine Anderson. And then, where are we after that? And then after that, we are at the Crown Theater in Crown Theater Complex on Valentine's Day. Kelly Price, Brownstone 702, Adina Howard, Michelle A. Cut Close and Changing Faces. And then on February 15th, we are at In Market Arena. Kelly Price, Total, Brownstone 702, Adina Howard, Cut Close, Changing Faces, Michelle A. and Sunshine Anderson. So that should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of good singing. Everybody is going to be excited to be there, I'm sure. You guys, R&B music is in a space right now where I think with all the stuff that's going on in hip hop and all this madness, which I haven't really been keeping too much track of that either, but I think that R&B is in a position to bring music back to a good space. So if you have an opportunity, and even if you're not in those cities, but you got a friend or an associate or a cousin or an auntie or somebody who lives in those places, or if you're feeling like you want to just gift one of your followers or somebody special, tickets to the show, then do that. In fact, we are probably going to be doing a giveaway. I need to talk to the team about it, but I would like to do a giveaway because there's so many of us on this show, it ain't like we get that many comps, so but I still would like to do, I think Aaron and Lex would be into that as well, do some ticket giveaways. So I'll tell you what, let me talk to them, and we'll post it on our Brownstone Official. So if you're not following at brownstoneofficial.com, please do. Okay, Panay, y'all see me all oiled up with Panay's product. Please do, and follow us, and I'll post something on the site so we can do a couple of ticket giveaways. So what else, guys? Yes, so I filmed a film project today. Oh, so let me plug this too. Plug. So I'm in an independent film called He Looked Like the Postcard film. It is my sister friend from Detroit, Jessica Care Moore, is the producer, and she directed this thing. I'm sorry, Kasim Bayer directed this thing, but she produced this thing and she starred this thing, and it's amazing. And it is at the PVFF Film Festival. Oh, it's my phone and I'm on, so I can't look at it now. But if you're in LA, February 10, check it out. Your girl's getting back into the TV and film space a little bit. Not a lot of bit actually. And then I have another really cool surprise coming that we're, still not quite in a space where we can really announce it or talk about it. But y'all gonna be happy about this one, right? Don't you hate that? I think you guys are all gonna be happy about it. Just make sure, if you can, that you support these shows that we got coming up. Because baby, sure. The more you guys do that, then the more of those we get done. All right, here's a little trivia. How many of y'all remember? I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me see. Oh, I'm just pull it up. Y'all remember this? Y'all probably don't remember that. That is a portrait that Faith and Kiki and Selena and Monifa. Faith, Kiki, Selena, Monifa. Yeah, okay, to start in 5. And I think one of our producers got me for my birthday. So it's in my office. It is a portrait of I from a picture. Yes. So I don't know if y'all remember. Did we do it on the show? We might not have done it on the show. Maybe that was just a little private moment, but I was super surprised. I think they presented it to me when we did the Essence Festival. Yep, that was, of course, July, my birthday. So I keep it in my office. And that was a gift from my R&B Diva sisters when we were all like warm and fuzzy. And some of us still are warm and fuzzy, but when we was more warm and more fuzzy with each other, they gifted me that painting. So what else? Ain't shit else really. I am headed. I got travel, and we talked about the show. Oh, are we ready to talk about that yet? No, I can't talk about that yet either. Oh my God, there's so much good stuff on the horizon. So we just trying to keep it moving and trying to stay positive. I'm trying to not be in the madness of everything that's going on in politics. I know we have to be involved. I know, we have to be unified and all that other stuff, but I just need a break. I need a break from all of it, because I just feel that, after losing the election and losing the case and losing, financial shit, I'm just like, and not only that, I mean, a lot of you are aware, my sister's battling cancer. I try to bring awareness to it every chance I get. She has brain cancer. And your prayers, I appreciate them so much. I make sure that I let her know. But so much devastation over the past few years, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a conscious effort to stay in a positive, good space. You know what I mean? Right, exactly. God got us, period. There's going to always be a time to be sad. It's going to always be a time to feel devastated about some shit. There's always going to be a time to fight. But what I found is it was just one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing. And all things that needed, it's like, okay, I don't question, God putting these things on my plate, because oh, that was bright as hell. I do believe that old saying that God won't give you more than you can handle, right? I do indeed believe that. That was so bright. But I also believe that God also gives you the intuition and guidance to know when you need to take a step back, and just really try to find some levity. So the project I did today was a comedy, so I'm excited about that. And I'm actually writing a lot. My book, Nikki versus Goliath, The Cost of Justice, will be coming very soon. I was really super excited about releasing it on February 28th, but now that I have an agent and someone who is really helping me like roll this thing out the proper way, we might push it back a little bit. But I'm excited because, shares a story that I've shared with a lot of you already, but I've always wanted to be an author. So I've been working on this book about my life, right? I've been working on this whole series of novels or novellas, right? And because I didn't want everything it's just so much. I've been in the business for 30 years, right? So I wanted, people who wanted to know about the brownstone journey and what that was like to be able to situated. People who wanted to know about the brownstone journey and what that was like to be able to, immerse themselves in that story. And then, the case, the litigation. There's just so much for creatives to learn from my experience. And I've had to accept that, maybe that was what God, put me here for in this situation. I'm saying, not on earth. My purpose on earth was not this case, but being able to, be a voice for a group of people who are oftentimes, voiceless. And also, like, I just found out Francesca Gregorini, bless her heart, she took a big company, major company, bigger than the one I took, to task. And she actually went to trial. And she was in trial last week and I think the week before last. And unfortunately, sadly, the jury ruled in favor of the defendants. So she didn't win her case either. And it's, I'm like, well, it's obvious to me, you know what I mean? But just like with the election and just like, I mean, we just have learned the hard way that this country and unfortunately, the justice system a lot of times is based on, your ability to pay, not pay, in a shady way, but pay for lawyers, pay for, you know, your legal fees and defenses and stuff. And if you're not able to compete with that, I mean, you think about it. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. You got it. You got the best lawyers. You got all the time. You got all the money. And us little people with our brilliant creative ideas that generate billions of dollars for people. It's just, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. And that's what I want a lot of people to, try to grasp in this process of this new administration, right? What is right and what is just and what is fair and what is reasonable isn't always going to pan out in favor of the righteous. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because we're supposed to tell the story. I don't know if it's because we're supposed to be humbled by the experiences. I don't know. Maybe because they've just always had the upper hand. They've always had the advantage, It's like you can't, it's not realistic for me to believe that I could compete with $1 billion company at any level because I just don't have it like that, right? And I was passionate and like driven and like, yes, we're going to get this and it's going, but then, that passion and that commitment and that vigor, at a certain point, you have to say, okay, where do you redirect that to something more productive? How do you shift that focus to building something greater, something better, and taking the lessons from the loss to build something better, And I had to really, and I'm not saying I'm not going to the Supreme Court. I haven't said that. But now that I'm looking at all the things that are happening out here, right? I'm looking at all the rollbacks and kicking down people's doors, getting them out of here and all those things that are going on. And I'm like, is it even worth it? Like people's whole entire homes, their whole lives, everything has literally, for some people, just turned to ash in wildfires. And these people are desperately trying to get insurance companies and folks on the phone so that their children can have a place to live and their family, and I'm like, when I look at my fight for equity and equality, and I look at these people's fight for just the basic human necessities, right? People who are getting put up out of here who have worked and contributed their whole lives. I'm like, okay, so what gives, right? So I'm still processing how important that particular fight is versus really engaging myself in just trying to help young creatives understand how important it is for them to just do it. Just do the thing, whatever it is, just get it done. We're in an age now where, back when I pitched my story, all those years ago, we didn't have access to all of the cameras and the, just streaming platforms and all the resources that we have out here laid out available to us. Now we didn't have as much of that then. So now I think that creators have a lot of what they need to just do the thing, you know? I think creatives can just, they can just do the thing. You ain't got to go get approval. And what's really interesting is not to put too much of these producers who produce this project that I filmed today, much of their business out in the street. But what was dope is like, it was just like a group of really just amazing, talented, young creatives. And they were working in tandem so well. And it's just the passion project and they're all working together on it. It's dope, right? So you can bring people together and build, create your own. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you the green light anymore. And I don't want to get too deep into these conversations, because one of the things I am gonna do is some master's classes, and guess what, mama got bills, so it's gonna be a fee. But it's gonna be well worth it, because I have a um, very long decades of experience and knowledge. And while things are very different, the core principles and values, right? Artist development, structure of songs and music. Like, I think we're really about to start getting back to art. I think we're really about to start getting back to a space where artists and creatives matter more, right? We went through this phase of like dropping low, spread it wide, TikTok, and that's all there. Trust me, we see how these people fell out and had a whole conniption when that TikTok shit went away. I was like, oh my God, are they really dripping like this? But I get it, because that is a source of income for a lot of people. And it is also, you know, a lot of people before social media has a way, even if you're not directly monetizing it, just this conversation that we're able to have, just being able to like pick up the phone and call y'all and be like, okay, so listen, this is what happened today. And this is what I learned from this. And this is what I learned from that. That is community. That is coming together and working together for a greater good. Right. And um, I just encourage young entrepreneurs and young people. And y'all, I joke a lot about millennials and Gen Zers and stuff, because y'all be on that bullshit too. Like, y'all, ooh, child, listen, this is so funny. Well, anyway, I was about to tell y'all something about this character I played, but I can't do that yet. I cannot let the cat out the bag yet. But us older ones, tend to be a little hard on you younger ones. And I will say that you have a fearlessness and a passion, um, and a boldness, right? That we kind of Gen X might have had. Like, don't fuck around and find out about Generation X. Now when we talking about boldness, and like I said, fuck around and find out, we there. You understand what I'm saying? But we came from the generation prior to us and the generation prior to our parents. We had a very specific sort of set of rules and standards. I mean, you got to wear pantyhose when you go to church. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't wear red lipstick, or you can't. You know what I'm saying? So there were some things we had to evolve out of. So we haven't really been able to lean into that whole full throttle badass boldness that some of you younger ones. But because most of y'all are products of us, take that into consideration. I think that just like they say, things are supposed to get better. We're supposed to evolve. And I just encourage all of you to keep being bold and keep being assertive. But this is very important. This is not our ancestors' struggle, right? So we are not, it's different. So we hear a lot of and see a lot of references. Well, let me just kick it all the way 100 with y'all. So I posted a comment under the Amanda Seals post on the Shade Room a couple days ago. And I was just basically saying, hey, listen, I feel you if that's what you feel like you need to do. Because I left Twitter, and then I turned around and came right back, right? And I was like, and the reason I came back is because I was like, oh, well, something's going over here at Meta, and something's going over here, and something's going. So by the time you start leaving platforms because you don't agree with the principles of the people who own them, or run them, or whatever, you ultimately end up not being able to have the kind of communication. I mean, y'all see, it's 3 people in my live right now. Well, I know it's way more In fact, I know that for sure because they never show you the actual number of people who are watching your live, right? But even if it was just one, right? Having the opportunity to connect with one other person, just click a button and be able to say, hey, this is, what's happening, or this is how you improve on this or that or whatever. Exchanging ideas and community again. So I was trying to say in a nutshell, right? And if Amanda, I love her. I think she's brilliant. And here's the other thing. I got to say this real quick. Because I meant to say this on my live yesterday, and I did not say it because I forgot. Because I got a gazillion thoughts in my head. But just because, and I've said this before, just because you don't agree with a certain thing that somebody does, or you feel like maybe you would have done it better, or could have done it differently, or whatever, does not mean that you're beefing, right? It doesn't mean that you don't like somebody, right? And I think in our community, we tend to think that because somebody says potato and another person says potato, somebody says tomato, another person says tomato, that they beefing. So be clear. I think Amanda's dope. I think she's brilliant. I think she's absolutely necessary. But my point when I said I think it is important for us to leverage these platforms and get, hey, I'm not walking, babe. You need something? My point when I said I think we need to, because my comment was people go to work with people that they don't like every day. Now, granted, I don't agree with a lot of things that I see people do or say. I don't know half the I don't know what these people doing in their personal life, but I know that I drink this water and I enjoy this water and I feel hydrated when I drink it, even though it's probably some bullshit, right? No disrespect, but I mean, it's just packaged nicely and whatnot. But I'm in other words, without going around the mulberry bush, in these times specifically, when we make reference to the struggles of our ancestors, when we start talking about boycotting businesses and moving away from businesses, trust me, like I said before, I'm from Detroit. One of the dopest stories about economic protest, right, is the Housewives League of Detroit. If you don't know about it, get into it. I'm working on getting the movie done. And I know because I said that, somebody else going to be like, she's the Housewives League of Detroit. That's what I mean when I say they got more money, they got more resources, they could probably go flip this. But y'all heard this shit here first. So anyway, the people know what's happening. But that group of women did something really, really powerful and profound. And it wasn't something that was advertised to everybody. It was just something that was within the community. And it was super duper effective and super impactful. And Detroit Housewives League is from an area in Detroit that is Black Bottom, right? Or Paradise Valley. And it's just, the innovation and the ingenuity and all this other stuff. Detroit is just known for just being a dope ass city with a bunch of, really productive people. And Paradise Valley was this area, Black Bottom, very similar to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where a lot of, and I talked a little bit about this last night on my live. If you are not following me on Worth.tv is my YouTube channel. Matter of fact, let me do this right now. Because every time I say it, the UDA. Hold on. And if you're watching this on Worth TV, because I am going to rebroadcast this on Worth TV, then please take this moment while I'm doing this to hit the like, share, and subscribe. And the reason we be begging y'all to hit that like button is because that tells the algorithm, which is not a person, but it depends on who you ask. But it tells the machine that you guys are watching and that you care about this information. And it gives us access to more people, right? That's one thing we're going to have to really, you ain't going to have to leave the platforms in a minute. Because, baby, listen, the way that only 3 of y'all see when I'm live out of 200,000 is great. Like, there's no real actual reason why you got 200,000 followers and, 6 people get the alert that you're live, except that power structure, And when we speak progress, and it's not about fluff and entertainment. Because I love um, the lifestyle influencers that you find on Instagram and YouTube and all those places. Listen, I have gone down the lifestyle influencer rabbit hole till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, just looking at these expats and these people living out of vans and rebuilding vans and all the things. And I think it's spectacular. And I love that these social media platforms and networks allow us to be exposed to all the fun, frilly dance routines. Baby, listen, I'm trying to learn a few my damn self. But I think it's kind of hubris to not allow messages that push the community to go forward and evolve and tell honest stories about their experiences. I think that it is very unfortunate that people get shadow banned for speaking their truth. I think it's awful. Um, and I'm still gonna speak it, like I said, whether there are 2 or 3 people on here or not. But I don't think now is the time, even though you're shadow banned, even though your content might be labeled controversial or whatever. I think, we got to keep trying to reach as many people as we possibly can. We got to keep encouraging as many of us as we can to keep pushing through, to get your money and get your bag the way that you can. Money don't have no feelings. I've learned that the hard way. Most of the people that you consider your friends, that you work with, or that are in this industry, and as far as I'm concerned, are not your friends. There is a transactional relationship that you've established to get something accomplished. And that's okay too, because we all got to eat and all our families have to eat, right? But I want to make sure that, you know, people who respect us for what we do, being public figures and celebrities, understand how regular, degular, and human and basic, some of us are. I mean, some people are superstars. I've been in this business for a long time and I've never seen myself that way. But and why is that important for me to say? Because I think part of what makes it harder for public figures and celebrities to be transparent and speak truth, which is what our community needs right now more than anything, is the fear of judgment, because people are looking at us like we're human, like we're basic, like we're, we got gifts. This is just what I do for a living. A plumber is an excellent plumber. A plumber is someone who has the gift of fixing the plumbing. An electrician is the person who has a gift of fixing the lights and shit. I am just a person that has the gift of entertaining people for a living. But my everyday, basic, normal human life, like, I gotta go be just as much a caregiver for my sister as the next person. The fact that I'm in the entertainment industry and the celebrity, and I think the more of us that share those real authentic journeys in these spaces and not get frustrated because it becomes a popularity contest and this person don't like you and that person don't, but the more of us that just put it out there and just share, no matter who's watching, no matter how many followers get it or see it, I think the more normal and acceptable it becomes, and that becomes the norm, right? That becomes so much more healthy for our community, because our kids are so, not just our kids, but like a lot of young adults and those millennials I was talking about earlier, they really get caught up in the hype of like the bag and the hair and the makeup. Y'all see I got my hair did today, but y'all be seeing me on here looking crazy as hell, because it just depends. If I didn't go to work today, then all of this extra stuff, that's what I mean. That's what I do for work. If I didn't go to work today, then all this extra glam shit, unless I'm just feeling a little special, give y'all a little something, it's going to be real extra regular. So any opportunity that we as people have to share authentic, real, inspirational moments with one another, we need to take them, whether it's on a platform that we don't like or not, whether it's paying us as much money as we feel like we should be getting for it or not. I had 2 choices when I lost this case: to fall completely apart and become a basket case and be angry and be hostile and hate this industry and hate the people in it, or to just accept that God has obviously put me in this position for something far greater and more important. And while it would have been nice to not be millions of dollars in debt, while it would have been nice to have gone to a jury, right? When I look at what happened with Francesca, I'm like, well, damn, maybe it's just not winnable right now. Maybe we've got to go back to the drawing board and figure out what the alternative solution is so that fewer people feel stripped and robbed and stolen from. And don't let it be devastating, but instead, it's like all those people who have to rebuild their homes that they lost. You can, I was looking at a clip and it was an older Black woman, and she was in her 90s, and she was standing in front of what was the remains of her home that she had been in since the 60s. And she was standing there so strong, right? And I was like, this lady has worked her whole life. She probably put everything she had into it, right? And she's been in the 60s, guys. And she was standing there strong and clear. And she's like, you just have to rebuild. You just have to rebuild. This woman is in her 90s. Her house, nothing but ash. And she's like, we just got to rebuild. And I'm like, if this 90-something-year-old woman can stand here and look at her whole life, she talked about the kids and the grandkids and all the keepsakes and things that she had. And she wasn't boohoo crying and snot crying and paralyzed. And that's not to say that anybody who, because listen to me, my shit that happened to me, y'all gonna see the ugly cry. Oh, and be clear, you get the documentary. Like, we still gonna relive this whole case through this documentary, because I ain't feeling myself ugly crying with all of these devastating ass announcements from these judges for nothing. So you're gonna get all of that, right? It's gonna come right after the book. But all that to say, it really put things in perspective for me. It really made me realize that as long as you put one foot in front of the other and keep going after every time you got knocked down, as you get knocked down 9 times and you get up 10. Period. You know what I'm saying? And right, somebody said she has a faith, baby. Faith is what got me my deal with Michael Jackson after being stranded in the desert. Faith is what got me through both my parents passing away 90 days apart. Faith is what got me through Maxie. Faith is what is getting me through this illness that my sister has. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And that is just a really important message for us to remember. As we go through this phase of why God, what is going on? Why is this the guy who's making all the decisions for us all, right? Why is he rolling back all of these things that were established to help level the playing field? Because this country was never meant to be ours. That is just the sad reality. It was never the intention for us to have an equal stake in this place that we were born in, and that we've worked so hard to build as much as we can. It just was not. And I don't know that it ever will be, right? I'm just as much a realist as I am an eternal optimist. I don't know that it ever really will be, because I think that we're so behind the ball, right? I think it's a wonderful idea in theory to be like, we're just going to boycott you, Amazon, and tell you. But I mean, really, is that what is that going to give us the desired effect? Because these people are super wealthy and we represent a really small percentage of the community of people who make those businesses thrive. So if anything, they're just making more room for instead of that being Tabitha Brown's product or the Lip Bar's product or Mael's product or whatever, it's another Revlon product or it's another. And listen, don't get me wrong. I got Revlon. Don't let me go pulling the makeup that I got in my makeup bag. But maybe that is the concept. Maybe that is the theory. The same way in your makeup bag, you got your favorite Black designers, your favorite corporate people, your favorite Italian folks. Like maybe we should all look like a makeup bag, just a big melting pot of a whole bunch of things that work for us as individuals, right? And make us feel good about ourselves, but are all from diverse manufacturers and, everybody eats. You know what I mean? And that's been a challenge. Hold on one second, y'all. Braylon, whatever you up there doing on that game, you need to stop. Child, listen. Yeah, I'm ranting, but I think y'all get it. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to have to really figure out another way, because the way of the ancestors was the way of the ancestors. Now we got whole robots and chat GTPs and, it's just not the same, so the march isn't going to look the same, and I get that a lot of our leaders, probably feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I've just never taken on that attitude. I think that we need to evolve with the times and we need to figure out something different. And I think the one thing that we have not figured out, the one thing we have not, Braylon! Braylon! I'm sorry, I'm yelling in y'all ear. I'm sorry, because I'm like, where is he stomping above my, honey, I'm going to have to move my office. That's just too much. He's on that game with them headphones on, so I'm screaming for no reason, you guys. And it's 8 o'clock, so that's about to be over, and I'm about to get off of here. But let me send him a text. Look, Nana, I'm sorry, family first. And he is bugging. Y'all, these games, I don't know. Does anybody, should we have a conversation about these games? Like, I mean, seriously. Or am I just the only one? Am I the onlyest one? Stop stomping. Yeah, he got them headphones on, y'all. Listen, I can't wait to get up there. Anyway. Right. I'm like, what are you doing? What is going on? And I'm screaming. I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, yes. I hope that what we do this time, that's hopefully will be a little different, is that we start really leaning into each other and building with each other. Find your tribe, find people who are like-minded, and they don't listen. This is the other thing I want everybody to kind of take into consideration. This is not about race, I don't think. Now, I'm not no like racial person, historian person or whatnot, right? I think this is about class. I think that we're going to be separated. There's going to be the billionaires and us. And the billionaires need us in order to continue to grow their billions and billions of dollars. I don't care what nobody say, but Lionsgate needed me. But that's a whole nother conversation. Allegedly, my feelings, okay. And there are going to be some difficult days and some difficult times ahead, but I just really hope that we stop beating up on each other. And I really hope we stop encouraging each other to leave platforms or to leave stores and to leave businesses, and instead to just reframe how we use them and how we leverage them. I don't know if you had a chance to see Tabitha Brown's conversation on Target. She had a great point, when she said, you choose to shop who you choose to shop with. You can go in Target where those women, because, Amazon, like I said last night, I don't want to see these young people who are working and supporting their families and putting their kids through college or starting their families. I don't want to see these people suffer. I don't want to see these people lose their jobs. I don't want to see the people who have had products on the shelves in all of these stores. I don't want there to be a reason for these big box retailers to be like, oh, we gave the lip bar all that space, and we gave this person all that space and that person, and then they just stop buying it. We impact a lot of us when we just make a unilateral decision to just stop patronizing businesses, right? Um, I don't think that is a proactive approach. I don't think that is a proactive solution. And I understand that there are people who absolutely disagree with me on that. And that's okay. It don't mean we don't like each other. It don't mean I don't fuck with you. It just means that we have different ideas about how we can make progress. And one of the biggest ways to make progress is to generate revenue. And when I say that your money does not have feelings, and stop letting your money, be emotional. I am saying that because the wealthiest, most successful people I know who have integrity, who do really good things for people all the time, that is the charity that they're afforded the ability to do because of the money that they made by not making emotional financial decisions. I've made emotional financial decisions my whole entire life. Me pursuing this case was an emotional financial decision, which led to me being millions of dollars in debt and owing some people some money. Now, yes, many of you might be like, no, but I agree. We all agree. But but the emotional side of me was like, I'm going to get my rights back and I'm going to fight for that. That was an emotional decision. I'm going to emotionally invest money I don't have to pay lawyers to blah, 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 blah. When I probably should have just read the tea leaves and looked at the history and realized, sis, no matter how right you are, no matter how violated you feel, you cannot beat a multiple multi-billion dollar companies. It's not a realistic thing for you to consider because of the way this country is built, right? I did not think that the court system would deny me the due process opportunity, but I learned that shit too. So I would be irresponsible if I was not telling my people that I love and that I care about and I don't want to see make the decisions and the mistakes that I made. I would be being irresponsible if I told you to go forward and risk your family's home and risk your grandkids' education and risk everything. It's not realistic to think that you can actually get out here in these streets and compete. Okay, Isaac Hayes with this fan base notifications popping up, and I turn my notifications off. Even though I'm geeked about fan base, you guys make sure you go to fan base and support fan base, please. It's a black man. If you haven't done it already, even if you're not on there, because I'm not really on there good yet, but support it because we need it. But all of that to say, I have now decided that I'm going to just be way more proactive than reactive because I don't believe. And listen, this is the other thing, and the people gonna probably come after me for this, but I'm grown. Somebody grandmama. So guess what? But I don't believe that the world is just going to go to hell for black people with this administration. In fact, I believe that there may be some surprises that we all look at and say, well, maybe that was not such a, maybe he was onto something. Right? There are a whole bunch of things that I don't agree with. Be clear. But two things can be true. It's really important for us to understand that. Two things can be true. You can look at something and be like, this, and then you can look at it, because I was talking to my best friend yesterday, and she was just like, but girl, she was like, as much as I'm like, but I was like, oh, but that right there, I'm like, yeah, I know. So we might look up and realize that some of these policies might end up benefiting us indirectly, because the wealthier and stronger that this country becomes, if we can weather the storm of all the other stuff, that's the personal shit, right? And civil rights, to say that is a personal issue, I understand many people would disagree 100%. And I don't think it's a personal issue. Some of these issues surrounding our civil rights that have been rolled back are treacherous, terrible, god awful, and inhumane on a lot of levels. But when you make a personal decision to withdraw completely from everything because of the things that we've seen happening over the last, 7 to 10 days, I feel like we need more information. I think we need more, a better understanding of big picture shit before we just completely throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not suggesting that this is going to be good for us directly. What I'm saying is, if there is a residual effect of the success from the top that allows us to keep our jobs, to work more often, for more manufacturing, for fewer taxes over here because of the things that are happening over there. I don't know. I don't know any of the stuff. So don't argue with me about the shit, because I don't know and I don't care. And I'm not getting into politics, and I'm done with politics, at least for the next 4 years. Just nothing else for me to do except support the Black women and the people who are there, who are actually working to help improve our communities. There's still a bunch of elections, local elections and all that other stuff that we, need to be involved in. This thing with the judges, yeah, that's really important, because those are lifetime appointments. So, whenever you have an opportunity to participate in that process, please do, because that is something I learned the hard way. But the bottom line is, long-winded ass live I'm doing tonight, the most important thing that we can expect to help improve our lives and our existence in this country, in the world, is having ownership of the things that we create, having ownership of our real properties, real estate, and our intellectual properties. And, that's the reason why I push so hard to get you guys to go over to the YouTube channel. Please go to the YouTube channel. Please go to the YouTube channel, because we're, investing in a lot of dope content and stuff over there. And I need you guys to support that, because that's content that we own. For example, you can watch From the Bottom Up, the series I did with Shakim and Queen Latifah, because I co-own that with Latifah and Shakim. And as a co-owner who licensed it to BET, in perpetuity, I can now license it to my own streaming platform. You understand? Brownstone. That's why trademarks. Make sure you get your trademarks. Make sure you get your copyrights in order. Although we finna go to DC. Now listen, all the steps of going to DC and talking to the copyright people, and, even going to just stand on the steps of the Supreme Court to see if I feel like pursuing this. All of those things are still going to happen, right? But I have a different perspective about what is proactive and what is actually going to benefit me long term, my family, and the people who want to hear it. And I'm not worried about nothing else, right? I'm not trying to change the world, single-handedly, leaping tall buildings in a single bound. It's just too much stress. I've been in a tremendous amount of stress since Maxie passed away in 2015. It is now 2025. Need I say, that's consistent, ongoing stress and trauma. And I still have to process that and deal with that every single day. Right? And okay, see, he responded a day later and $1 short. Let me tell him right now, you got 10 minutes, bruh. What time is it? Actually, he got 30 minutes, but we gonna say 15. He be down to the hour. Let me tell y'all something about this grand boy. He's so smart. You can't be like 15 minutes, because he remembers everything. 15. And he'll correct you in a heartbeat. And he's so inquisitive and curious. Some of y'all might remember we was doing our little reading rainbow stuff when he was a baby. Can y'all believe this boy about to be 10? Can you believe I'm about to be the grandmother of a 10-year-old? Jesus. Time flies. He's talking about what you mean. I told y'all, school is what I mean. He gonna say, I said 15 minutes. He gonna say, that's 30. Watch anything he's gonna say. It's not 15 minutes. It's 23. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So that's it, guys. I just think instead of I told you. I'm about to put him on blast. He ain't gonna answer because he know with his friend. Let's play with him a little bit, y'all.
Yes.
Hey, bud.
Hey.
What you doing?
Playing a game.
You sound congested. You having some breathing stuff going on?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
You want to rinse?
No.
You need it. Sound like you need it. Okay, you got 15 minutes. You got to see you. Have you had a shower?
No, I'm gonna take one.
Okay. You know what time you got to hit the sack, buddy. Bring that plate downstairs and put it in the trash.
Okay.
All right, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Uh-oh. How do I hang this shit up? Oops. Because he'd be like, Nana. Anyway, that's it. I'm just rambling at this point. Don't be so quick to start canceling subscriptions to stuff because you can still use the platforms to do good. You know, it's kind of like the concept of Robin Hood, you know, kind of like, you know, the concept of Robin Hood. You know, if you got to be on these platforms, where you got followers, where are you leading them? And being concerned about what the big boys are doing, because if anything, all of these people siding with this administration now all of a sudden out of nowhere should tell you something. You know, there's that meme with all of the folks that ain't trying to be a part of the circus, sitting on the roof with the beer cans and the cigarettes and just watching everything happen that's happening down there, you know, whatever. I think it's time for us to do that and be building with each other while we up on that rooftop, sitting up high, looking down low at all the chaos. Because anything else would probably drive you crazy. It's just been too much, and we have to know how and when to unplug. Okay, real quick, somebody says, did you watch the Diddy documentary on Peacock, Making of Bad Boys Another Diddy? I did. I did. And, you know, one of the things I like to say about stuff like that is I wasn't there. I wasn't at no freak off parties. I don't know nothing about none of that. You know, it's a really weird situation because at the same time that I know it's really important for us to call out, it's really important for us to call out people who do terrible things in our community, right? The R. Kelly thing really taught me the biggest lesson about this. And let me say, I've been working on trying to get a documentary about SA, because you can't even say the words publicly these days, but SA and domestic violence. And I've been trying for a long time to kind of get the story. Sarah Stokes, who was actually in the documentary, I invested a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of energy into doing her documentary. Her father was arrested. He's serving 60 years in jail for being a horrible, horrible predator, not just to her, but several young women in the community. And I see what is happening with Diddy allegedly. And I'm just, you know, and I watched the R. Kelly thing. And what gives me pause is that I'm so tired. Right? I'm really tired. Now, don't listen. First of all, I'm not going to justify that I'm a girl's girl. I'm here for women and girls and improving their lives and making things better. I've dedicated and devoted my life to doing that, right? But I also hate to see so many of our brothers, whether it's Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, you know, so many black men just, I hate to see that. And I'm not turning this into, they always coming after black men. I'm not turning this into that. I'm just saying, I understand how the media companies make money off of the trauma and the tragedy. And when I looked at what happened with the R. Kelly situation, and a lot of those women are still processing that the whole world knows their story and watched them go through that hell. And there was nothing that they were left with to help them get through it. Like, you pull all of this out of people's lives and all these skeletons out of people's closets, and you get them to pour their hearts out and do all that. And there's nothing on the back end, not an executive producer credit, points on the documentary. Like, I don't know. I wasn't there again. I get a little concerned about the exploitation of it, right? And that's one of the reasons why Sarah Stokes' documentary did not come yet. I'm showing bits and pieces of it, so go to my YouTube channel. You will see bits and pieces of it. Um, I considered, her feelings and her emotions, but then when I realized that she has now started to speak out more publicly and on more mainstream platforms about certain things and certain struggles, then I feel confident that we're getting closer. Excuse me, closer to the time where we're going to release the documentary that my partner and I spent like a lot of money and time and energy doing. But I didn't want to make her feel like we were exploiting her story. Although she's an executive producer, she has posted the trailer for her story on her page. She's in a new relationship now. She's doing really well. She has her child, a young son, and she's doing good. Her and her husband are doing great. And I think, this is a good time to share that, because I always felt like, wow, my documentary came before the R. Kelly thing. It never was released all over, but the documentary I directed did happen before that. And I was like thinking to myself, there are a lot of people who might have watched this documentary and got something from it and been, saved from a predator. For example, the reason the documentary started is because the girl across the street was watching From the Bottom Up, which is available on WIRF.TV YouTube channel. So y'all go make sure y'all check it out. But a girl across the street, blonde hair, blue eyes, gorgeous, was watching Sarah confess that something happened to her. Her mother went across the street, asked Sarah's stepmother what Sarah was talking about. Long story short, this led to the arrest and conviction of her father, who had been molesting and sexually assaulting the little girl across the street and had been doing it throughout the neighborhood. Y'all probably heard me talk about this before, to so many people. So I was conflicted between, being concerned for Sarah and her mental health and all that other stuff, and knowing that this story and people seeing this story could potentially help save someone who was going through that. And we're gonna get to it. That's one of the things. Is, you guys, when I tell you, it's very dark, and that's part of the reason why I've had such a hard time, which is really ironic to me. I've had such a hard time getting the show picked up and done, because everywhere was, oh, it's no levity, it's so dark. And then you see R. Kelly and you see Diddy and you see all this stuff, and like, well, how much darker can that shit? So maybe it was too dark. I don't know, for me as a producer and director. But yeah. I waited, but I'm not waiting anymore, because again, and it's no secret. Well, I'll get into that more later. So, and then somebody asked me another question. Oh, Wendy Williams. Somebody asked me about Wendy Williams. Yes. So the Wendy Williams thing is another tragic reality that, we just don't get the same attention and care and consideration that other people do. Because like I said, if it was Joan Rivers or, one of these big Barbara Walters, one of the big journalists in that space, I just don't see that this would be happening to them, right? The fact that this is happening to Wendy, and to say that it's karma, it's a lot of motherfuckers out here that's done terrible, horrible shit. Like we like everybody's talking about these apps and the people who build them and the TV networks and all that. What you think these people did to get what they got? Now I don't know, because I wasn't there. But why is it so terrible for Wendy Williams to be a player in this industry, which is what she was, and we all could not wait to hear what she had to say, and we was tuned in like, but why now all of a sudden, that's what you get, that's karma, that's whatever? It's because she's a black woman, period. Because if she was a white man, she would just be an executive doing what the hell executives need to do for ratings. Now, what's sad is that Wendy didn't own any parts of that Wendy Williams show after all those years and building that shit on her back. But again, when I started really looking into that and looking into all the other, there's so many writers that didn't make as big a deal out of having their IPs taken from them as I made. But I know, because I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, oh, they took her shit. Oh, and y'all know about me and Sophia Stewart and Eric Monty and some of those folks. But maybe some of your favorite shows either settled quickly, or the folks didn't pursue it because they didn't feel like they had the resources and the time. Maybe they were just smart enough to know what I wasn't. I wasn't smart enough to know that the judicial system wasn't going to rule in my favor to give me a trial. Not that the juror wasn't, that the judges weren't. And it just, is what it is. I never liked Wendy Williams, but she's still a person, and sis does not deserve any of what she's right. And listen, guys, like, let me say this real quick because for Wendy threw me some shade when she did that R&B Divas thing. Well, no, it was actually when Faith went and did and was a guest on her show. She was like, yeah, Faith said something about my friend Nikki, and Wendy was like, oh yeah, she's pushy. That one, she's pushy. I was like, girl, me pushy. Baby, the way you push Whitney Houston in that interview, baby, the way you be pushing them celebrities to the brink, stop it. But I didn't take it personally because I don't take this shit personally. And I'm gonna wrap this up, and I think this is an important auntie moment to share with y'all, right? We've got to stop taking shit so personal. We've got to stop being so concerned about what people who don't know us and would not spit on us if we were on fire think about us. We do. Because it really dictates a lot of the choices and decisions that you make in your life when you lean too much into the acceptance and understanding of other people, right? We all want to be welcomed and liked and considered, decent people, right? But I learned in my journey with R&B divas, and like, it's so funny. What the thing that most people say about me when they meet me or interact with me, is they're like, "You're actually nice." Oh, what? Oh, you cool. Like even people in the store, right? Like I'll go do my little checkout, whatever. You are actually really nice. I'm like, actually, where you get? Okay, well, I mean, it's a compliment. I know it's a compliment, but I know where that comes from. It comes from this idea that people think that I'm just this super bitch, and trust me, I got it in me. Oh, it's in the DNA. Super bitch, all day, baby. Listen, this side eye is award winning, right? And the thoughts that never come from here to here, stellar, right? I know that I can lean into the shady bitch thing, right? But for the most part, I'm a very loving, kind, funny, um, happy, uh, giving human being. And it just blows my mind when people assume based on, and again, when you're watching these people on these reality TV shows and you're formulating this opinion, whether you like them or not, right? It doesn't always have to be a situation where you don't like somebody. Even when you're putting too much on liking somebody, motherfucking ass. It is because there is a narrative that has been created and painted one way or the other to entertain y'all and to fit into an archetype, which is the whole thing that they be using to get y'all to buy into these characters. Let me say it one more time. Archetypes and characters. You understand what I'm saying? These people want you to buy into, and it convinces you that you know somebody. You don't. Man, listen, R&B Divas was what? An hour a week for 8 hours with 5 women, and it was 40 minutes. Which means if it was 40 minutes divided by 5 people in the episode, do the math. Over the course of a season, about an hour's worth of somebody's personality on camera, made up, glam, prompted to say shit to make the story move in sequence. It's just so much goes into it, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing this reality TV masters class, because I think that a lot of people need to understand that what you're watching is entertainment. What you're getting from me right now is a little bit of entertainment sprinkled in there, here and there, whatever. But for the most part, you're just getting raw, unfiltered, long-winded ass conversation from me, right? It's just, it is what it is. Ain't no cut, edit, print, all that shit. Reality TV, baby, it takes them a week and a half, 2 weeks to do one episode. For what? Because they got to make it entertaining and make it television. I'm giving all the trade secrets on this live, right? So y'all make sure y'all hit like and subscribe on that YouTube channel. But yes, don't formulate so many opinions about celebrities one way or the other. And the person that you love, and that's my girl, and I really like her. You don't know this lady could be a crazy serial killer, and she's painted to look a certain way on TV. So just understand that it is entertainment for the most part, and don't take it too seriously. And that was kind of the whole point. And that's the whole point of this conversation. You know, yeah, some people may choose to get rid of their Amazon stuff. I'm not doing that. I need Amazon. I'm sorry. It makes it convenient for me. I'm not going to go wait in the line for 379 hours to prove a point to nobody. I need to be able to go click a button and have something delivered to my door either that day or a couple of days later, because there's just so much other shit going on in my life that requires my family to, and that's not about being selfish and not being a team player and not being appreciative of what the ancestors did. It is just, there are several ways, more than one way to skin a cat. And there are several ways that we as a community can make a really profound statement about how much respect we demand. And this is the biggest lesson I think I learned in my life. You have to teach people how to treat you. You have to express in a way that people understand how you expect an interaction between you and whomever to go. And you do that by what you put into the universe, by what you share with others, what you give to others, what you make clear to others, right? And once you've done that, if someone chooses to continue to disrespect you, then the simple, stupid solution is to just clock it, and you can either remove yourself entirely, because that's what people be trying to do with family. Knowing good and well you family, you're gonna see this bitch's family reunion, you're gonna see, or you work together and it's a co-worker, like, what I'm saying? Not everybody has the luxury of saying, I quit, I'm done, I'm not gonna see you no more, I'm not gonna whatever. But you know how to deal with people. Once somebody shows you who they are, you believe them and you move accordingly. But it doesn't mean you gotta just weigh yourself down with a bunch of shit as you trying to just get up and leave a situation and be loud and over the top and I'm quitting Twitter like I did. No, I'm just figuring out a way to use that motherfucker that better works better for me and the people I care about. Because these people don't care if we leave these platforms, and these people don't care if we leave these stores. Period. All right, I'm gonna do one more question because my neck hurts and I'm hungry and my battery's about to die. Hopefully it doesn't die before we get this done. What are your, please come to Chicago. Yes, plug real quick. Chicago, we partying, we having a good time, you guys. Please support us. We need your support. I know it seemed like we just put tickets on sale and we just go and we be glamorous, but if you guys don't buy those tickets, then we don't perform. So we appreciate each and every one of you. I do. Brownstone does. And I'm sure all the ladies do. We know that it is not easy to make that dollar. And we appreciate you guys for sharing it with us. And we're going to make sure we sing for you. So Snoop and Nelly and Rick Ross. What do I think about it? I think that people overreacted. And the reason why I think people overreacted is because, number one, this industry is transactional. And I know that we want to believe that everybody in the business and all these people that we have spent years listening to and patronizing and going to their concerts and shit, I know we want to believe that they really are like these really stand-up folks and, they really got our back and they really care about community. But go read some of the lyrics, right? Go look at some of the, and I love Snoop and I'm not going to bad mouth or bash anybody. I'm just not in the space of doing that. It was their decision. It was their choice. If they voted for Donald Trump, oh well, they voted for fucking Donald Trump. It's on them. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. You know what I mean? And a lot of people I know didn't. But if that's what they chose to do with their time, with their money, with their space, they grown ass people, and they're making decisions for what they believe is right for them and their families, whether we agree with it or not. They did what they felt like they needed to do to get their bag. I don't agree. But I will say this. I've also learned, as I've said before, and it's pissed people off, that people put too many feelings on their money. Rich people do not care about how you feel about money. What rich people care about is making sure that they get compound interest on some shit, that they continue to make money. That is their business. That is what they chose to do. Now, if you run in a church, or if you run in a community center, or you're out here, working in the interest of the community, politically, whatever, and you switched up, then it's a different reason for a different kind of outrage. But these are entertainers. This is what this whole conversation has been about. These people are here to entertain you. They get paid to entertain people. And let me tell you something, and this is just real, and some of y'all might choose to unfollow me after I say this. When you are faced with the decision of losing your house, not being able to feed your kids, and I'm not saying that any of them were faced with that, because I'm sure they all got plenty of money, and I definitely believe you should and can leave some money on the table. But for other people, let's talk about how much outrage there was for Chrisette Michele. Again, she's a Black woman, so that's we know that's what we expect, right? But people have responsibilities outside of you know being civil rights leaders. And you expect civil rights leaders to make decisions, or advocates for the community to make decisions, positive decisions to impact us. Or people like me who fucking leave money on the table because I've got all this integrity, because I've lost plenty of this shit on the table because of my integrity, my emotions, right? I'm still working on my money not having emotions. And just because I'm telling y'all not to let your money have emotions does not mean that my money still don't have emotions, because it's still shit that I just am not going to do. It's still people that I don't like and don't want to work with and don't want to. But I'm learning that list is becoming shorter, because if we want to understand how to be successful in this economy, if we want, ooh, y'all didn't even, did y'all see my, oh God, I just looked like, oh hell no. But if we want to learn how to be competitive in this space, if we want to learn how to have generational wealth, and we've been fighting for that for a long time, but we've done a great job and we made a lot of strides. But the one thing that, like I said, we consistently fail to deliver in is in the space of removing the feelings and the emotions from the bag. Now, people, oh, that's not integrity, that's not character. No, integrity and character, those are, all up in here, all up in here. A person, a human. Money is an inanimate object. It is a tool. So it is not the money that does not have integrity. The money has nothing. It's just paper. Now it has value, but it does not have feelings. The people who use and leverage the money, and what they use and leverage the money to do, is what defines the character of the person. And I have never thought, let me get Snoop or Rick Ross or none of these people that took this bag, to run for president, or to run for city council, or to be a judge in a case. And those are the people who determine how things go for us. So let's hold these politicians and these advocates and these people who chose to do this for a living to the same standard that we hold these damn celebrities and these companies. Because they the ones that got out there and said, what I'm going to do for a living is make sure you have all the things that you need. Now, of course, I believe that we all have a role to play. I don't think that they can do it themselves. And I don't think that the responsibility and the onus is completely on those people who have made the decision to help make life better for us. But I think we let a lot of people for a lot of years, and this is me being a little nonpartisan. This is just a fact. And I'm going to leave it on this fact because I feel my spirit going into some skullduggery. And I might get real long-winded on this, but I will come back and we'll elaborate and expound if we feel like we need to. But this is one thing I want to leave y'all with. How long have I been on here? Too long. Thank y'all for riding with me. The problems, if you look at our inner cities, right? You look at Detroit and Chicago and, you know, St. Louis and, you know, all these places, LA, right? If you look at the hoods, the neighborhoods, right? Those neighborhoods have not gotten better. Those democratic stronghold cities have not gotten better. They've actually gotten worse, right? Our neighborhoods have gotten worse. Poverty has gotten worse. There are a lot of people making money. There's a lot of people suffering. And I know that because not because of what somebody told me on some chart, not because of what somebody told me on a TV show or in an article, right? Because what we forget is a lot of the shit that we see is driven by the owners of the algorithm who want us to see certain things, react to certain things. Like our emotions are like, we're outraged. Oh, we're so happy. Oh, go Black Girl Magic. Oh no, today is about the alpha male. Oh, this week is, and it's all dictated by the shit that we see out here in these streets. So what I'm telling y'all is based on me, boots on the ground, being in these cities, being in Detroit, being in Chicago, being in these places, these hoods, having family members and relatives who live there and exist there and work there every day. And the shit has not gotten better, right? It has not gotten better. Not in the last few Democratic administrations that we've had. I mean, some things have gotten better, some privileges that we have gotten, and some things, you know, obviously the cost of drugs for folks and Obamacare and all that stuff, those are all things that we needed. But when I say actually things and situations that could happen in our communities to teach us how to fish, to teach us the importance of ownership, to teach us the importance of building and having community and working together and patronizing one another. All of those things have been missing for a very long time in our communities. And if we want to find out that the economy starts to improve and that job opportunities start to grow and that things start to become better in those neighborhoods because we are not just because let me tell y'all something. Okay, see, that's why I said the skullduggery was coming. But y'all know, a lot of us don't feel safe based on a lot of the stuff that's going on out here in our own communities, places where these people don't even live. And yes, police brutality is a real thing, and like a lot of the other things that happen is a real thing. But niggas that just be out here looking to do wrong, and females that be ready to beat somebody ears and snatching wigs and doing all of that stuff right there, that ain't got nothing to do with them people. Those are decisions that we have made as a community. And there are things that we as a community need to come together and figure out for ourselves so that we can start to grow and improve if this country starts to become more successful. We have to stop separating ourselves from our country. Now, if you want to go live somewhere else because you tired of this shit, more power to you. I'm not disagreeing with you on that because listen, trust me, I done looked at a couple places my damn self, and everywhere I looked, it just seemed like it's just gonna be too hot, and I don't like bugs, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, but I'm comfortable right here in the US of A. I feel like the privileges and opportunities that we have still far supersede some of the things that are in other places. But if you want to go plant and live, like I'm in love with what Kelly's and her sister are doing in Africa. I'm like, oh my God, I just love it. And I want to go visit them. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that. But for those of us who really actually want to be here and actually want to continue to build and grow equity in our homes and all this other stuff, you better hope that America becomes a stronger country. And we should lean into embracing that this land is your land, and it's my land, from California to the New York Island. And stop letting people make you feel like you don't belong here. And stop making people make you feel like you can't participate in the American dream. And maybe, just maybe, and there are gonna be people who do not agree with this shit. Oh, I like Canada too, and Canada right across the street from Detroit. But baby, listen, I used to go to Canada all the time, play bingo with my auntie and my cousins and whatnot. But baby, listen, there's some things being said about that. So you go over there and find out you're still in America in a minute. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, is that my baby? Hold on, guys. I'm about to get off of here, but he just lurking outside my door. Come on, Kato Wado. Hi, honey. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lock that baby out. Mommy didn't mean to lock that baby out. Oh, she didn't mean to. Oh, she didn't. No, she didn't. I love you. I love you so much. I do. Yes, I do. Oh, this is mommy big boy. Oh, this mommy big boy. Okay. Get off my... God, we got to fight. Okay, guys. Clearly, he misses me. Say hi. Say hi to the people. You can't get in my lap, monster. Damn, this motherfucker huge. Um, want snack? Want snack? Yeah, you do. Go tell daddy you want snack. Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to. I tricked you. Okay, I'm coming. Okay, guys. Yeah, don't be mad. Don't be angry. Don't feel like it's the end of the world, because it is not. Hello, Switzerland. Yes, I visited. Oh my God, I visited a lot of countries and I absolutely love them. Hey, baby. He was just lurking. I'm like, who is that outside my door? Yeah, my baby. I love you. I love you so much. I do. I love you so much with your big old head. Why are you all on my stuff? Okay, guys. I've been talking too long. Let me go spend some time. I don't know, just sharing information. I don't know. Anyway, guys, be strong. Don't be doom and gloom and pessimistic, because one of the other things that I've learned is that now you be licking all kind of shit that you just not gonna put on my face. One of the things that I've learned is that just through, you know, I've learned a lot from my baby sister who is fighting this cancer. And the biggest thing that I learned is that, um, every single day, right, in my family, we do the call, was today a good day? Um, one day at a time is what I learned from my sister. One day at a time. We know that what she's dealing with is so horrible and hard and difficult, but she fights every single day. And when we find that there is a good day, there are a lot of bad days, but when we find that there is a good day, we are so joyous and so happy and so grateful. And, I found myself in a space of anticipatory grief, which is a really dangerous space to be in, which I suggest and recommend that everybody get some therapy, because it works and helps. But one day at a time, y'all. One day at a time. I learned that from my powerful, incredible baby sister who is facing this terrible thing. Yes, God is a healer. And shout out to I'm sorry. Shout out to Cecil Richards, who was the president of Planned Parenthood. She actually passed away recently. Many of you may have seen that. And she had the same brain tumor that my sister had. Jovita Moore, Bo Biden, who else? Quite a number of people. And it's no joke. So, guys, go to HEAD, HEAD, for the cure, because this is, as it stands, they haven't found a cure yet, but we're going to continue to advocate. And each day, I'm just grateful. That's it. Each day, I'm grateful. So come see us in Chicago, or come see us on Valentine's Day. Go to brownstoneofficial.com on the website, and go to WIRF.TV on the website, and just support us. She will make it through this. Oh, in Jesus' name, amen. Yes, yes, yes. And she's teaching me so much about being an adult about it, no matter what happens. Because I'm going to tell y'all one thing that's for sure. And two things that's for certain. Ain't now one of us getting out of here alive. Every last one of us got to go to the promised land. Every last one of us one day got to go see Jesus. So what we have to do is make a conscious decision to be in the best possible mood that we can every opportunity that we have. Some days I'm going to be on here, I'm going to be good to go. Other days I'm going to be on here, I'm going to be mad as hell about what's going on with my sister, and I'm going to rethink about this case, and I'm just going to flip the fuck on somebody. But for the most part, I've committed to positivity, and I'm going to do this, and then this is going to be the last thing for real. Braylon, it's time to go to bed. This right here. This right here. This right here. That's it. Oh, and then this too. Faith, hope, and love. Okay, I heard the shower come on. So yeah, let me go ahead, put something on my stomach. It's kind of late. Thank you guys for vibing with me. Please do me a huge favor and go to a couple places I want you to go. WIRF.TV YouTube channel, which is our YouTube channel. And if you're watching on WIRF YouTube channel, then please hit like. Please hit like. And brownstoneofficial.com, which is our Brownstone website. And go to fromthebottomupfoundation.org. From thebottomupfoundation.org, we are doing a very special program, Creators Coalition, so that we can help folks who need it. Okay? All right, love you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. This is kind of an unofficial Nights with Nikki on Instagram. All right, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to Worth TV. I'll see y'all in Chicago.